Remember when we talked about Operation Northwoods?
Yes,
and
yeah.
Operation, I don't know, USS Liberty and all these things, all these false flags and things?
They just disguise it to make it...
We know that they have done it in other countries. We know that they've done it in our country, that they've killed citizens of our country for their own gain and their own political power. But when it comes to, oh, this politician probably killed this person for political power, like, that's impossible.
Right.
Like, why? Why is that impossible? It's kind of the rule. It's kind of what they do. It's kind of their job. They're hired to go kill people.
Yes. I want to get that job.
Yes.
I'd feel super protected, though.
Would you?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not.
You feel like Trump was super protected?
I mean, Secret Service is supposed to be one of the most protected.
I am surprised that he made it through.
I did too. I honestly was.
And that's what makes me think
and
that
so
he's
far,
a part
Biden,
of it.
Well, Biden's looking at it like a god right now, so no one probably wants to kill him.
Did you say Biden's looking like a god right now?
Yeah, he's the one that got us out of this pandemic.
Did you say Biden's looking like a god right now, Travis? That leads us nicely into our next story. Speaking of Lord Biden, this is from Daily Caller. Oh, wait, before I share that, did you happen to catch any of the G7 summit where all the creepy leaders of the world unite and have their meeting this week?
No.
That's a thing. It's just a thing that we do. So this is from Daily Caller. A visibly confused, tired-looking Joe Biden mixes up Libya and Syria 3 times in speech on Russia. What? President Joe Biden confused Libya and Syria 3 times during a Sunday press conference. And the mixing up of Libya and Syria, in my opinion, from some of the stuff that I've found, is like the least of the problem here. Yeah. Like, it's horrifying because if this guy is like out negotiating with other world leaders and he doesn't even know what country he's talking about, we've got a problem. Yeah. Like, what if he gets the name wrong when he's talking about who we should be attacking next?
That's true. Put it up. Mr. President, which country again?
Wait, we're gonna blow up Libya or Syria? Which one is it? I don't know. President Joe Biden confused Libya and Syria 3 times during a Sunday press conference at the G7 summit in Cornwall, United Kingdom. The president was responding to a question from NBC News. NBC News' Peter Alexander about what actions the administration plans to take against Russian President Vladimir Putin. Oh, that reminds me. Putin and Biden are having a meeting tomorrow, and we are recording the news today. Why? Why are we not doing this tomorrow?
I don't know.
When the world is ending in the process? Like, it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well.
Probably not.
And maybe you'll agree with me after I read some of this. Biden talked about Russia's ongoing military actions in Syria, but 3 times mistakenly confused the country with Libya. There is no guarantee you can change a person's behavior or the behavior of their country. Autocrats have enormous power, and they do not have to answer to a public, Biden began. The fact is, okay, listen to these quotes. The fact is that it may be very well if... I'm worse than Biden. Okay. The fact is that it may very well be, if I respond in kind, which I will, that it does not dissuade him. He wants to keep going, but I think we're going to be moving in a direction where Russia has its own dilemmas. Let us say, in dealing with its economy, dealing with COVID, and dealing with not only the United States, but Europe, writ large, and the Middle East, there is a lot going on where we can work together with Russia. For example, in Libya, we should be opening up the passes to be able to go through and provide food assistance, vital assistance to a population that is in real trouble. I think I'm gonna very hard. By the way, there's places where I should not be starting off by negotiating in public here, but let me say it this way. Russia has engaged in activities which we believe are contrary to international norms. They have also bitten off some real problems they're gonna have trouble chewing on. For example, the rebuilding of Syria, of Libya. You know, this is their and as long as they're there without the ability to bring about some order in the region, you can't do that very well without providing our basic economic needs of people. So I am hopeful that we can find accommodations where we can save lives of people. For example, in Libya, consistent with the interests of maybe far different reasons, but for the same reasons.
That is awful. Like, how... I want to see the video of him doing
Lest
this.
you think that I'm making this up and making it too ridiculous, here you go.
We could work together with Russia. For example, in Libya, we should be opening up.
You know, they didn't include the ums in the thing, so it's actually worse.
The passes to be able to go through and provide food assistance and vital assistance to a population that's in real trouble.
Who did it better, me or Biden? Like, who can you understand better in this? I'm not a good reader, but he can't even talk. He doesn't even...
Is he on something right now? What is going on?
He's always on something. That's what's keeping him moving. That's the only thing that's keeping him from dying.
I think I'm going to try very much hard to...
He said 3 words in one
places
thing.
Where I shouldn't be starting off and negotiating in public here, but let me say it this way.
He's thinking to himself.
This is what we're working with. This is the leader of our country who's speaking, mind you, to the leaders of all the other countries that are able to kill us.
Russia has engaged in activities which we believe are contrary to international norms, but they have also bitten off some real problems they're going to have trouble chewing on.
Bitten off some problems they're going to have trouble chewing on. They've bitten off more than you could chew? They could chew? Is that what you're trying to say, Joe? Oh, you know, the thing. They've bitten off problems. You know, you bite problems and then you have trouble chewing it.
Try to swallow it, but
and it just doesn't get stuck there in your throat, and you gotta take the pen thing and jab it into the throat. You know, the throat like corn pop, and jab it into the throat so you can breathe. Tracheotomy, I think it's called. Tracheotomy.
Example, the rebuilding of Syria, of Libya, this is
of some countries.
He
Who knows?
should get a person to speak for him. To be honest,
You mean some? He's already not making he's not in charge of what he's saying. He's gonna say here. He's gonna say, "I'm gonna get in trouble if I answer some questions again," because that's what he always says. So somebody else decides what he is and isn't able to say. He's just the puppet that's there saying it. So if he gets somebody else to speak for him, what does he do? What is his job? He's barely doing it to begin with.
Oh, it's funny.
There. And as long as they're there without the ability to bring about some order in the region, and you can't do that very well without providing for the basic economic needs of people. So I'm hopeful that we can find an accommodation where we can save the lives of people.
Whatever you just said.
For example,
what is he talking
Libya,
about?
he
said Libya again too. Oh, okay, so there's that. Watch stunned silence overseas after Joe Biden's bizarre reaction to killer Putin question. There's more, by the way. This glory just keeps going. So that guy that you definitely voted for, how you feeling about him now? Do you feel confident?
Every time I come here, I feel
like, oh, we're fucked, man. We are screwed. Now, Donald Trump. I don't like the guy. Certainly not my first choice as president. But if he was up there on stage, at least he would be like you would have a little bit of confidence that he kind of knows what he's talking about. He like plays everything up to be better than it really is, and he's brash and stupid and stuff. But I don't have any idea what Joe Biden is even trying to say half the time. And if you read like CNN and some of the news media, they guess. Like they will not call him when he's not making any sense. They won't call him on it. They'll say it seems like he was going for this. But how do you know that? That's not your job. It's not your job to interpret what the retard was trying to say. It's your job to report what he said.
Man, that's crazy.
So
how's that not blasted over media right now?
They don't want you to know. Trendingpolitics.com, so you know it's legit. Joe Biden is proving to be the laughingstock of the I don't know why laughing is in quotes. Proving to be the laughing stock. What other kind of stock would he be? Of the NATO summit, although the embarrassing development is no laughing matter. Anytime somebody says it's no laughing matter, I just assume it's kind of a stuck-up douchebag. Because everything could be a laughing matter if you just, if you just do it right.
Right.
If you just know how to word the joke, everything can be a joke. CNN's chief national affairs correspondent Jeff Zeleny asked Biden a question about Vladimir Putin in Brussels, Belgium on Monday. Biden's response was odd, to say the least. In a weekend interview, Vladimir Putin laughed at the suggestion that you called him a killer, which is a thing that Joe Biden did. Zeleny began. He says, I think there's a video. Let's just watch the video. Why am I reading things?
To answer the first question, I'm laughing too. Well, look, I mean, he has made clear that
Did you pause it?
No.
the answer is, I believe he's in the past essentially acknowledged that he was, there are certain things that he would do or did do.
Oh my God.
What does that mean?
And then I've seen, this isn't the one that has the clip, but there is one that shows the guy asking the question, and it is right before this. This is the thing that he says right after the question. There's no like brilliant thing that he says and then he just gets kind of off topic. No, this is his answer to, hey, that guy that you guys have been saying, that Democrats have been saying for 4 years, that are like overthrowing our elections and they're colluding with Donald Trump and they're gonna attack us and we should all be afraid of Russia. You said that their leader was a killer on public television. Now, do you still believe that? First off, he is.
Yes.
But second off, so is Biden. They're both killers. If they're blowing up people, they're killers. But because he's going to be speaking with Putin tomorrow, this is his response. His very strong leadership response that is condemning of murder in Russia, obviously. The question is,
what was the question?
Let me see.
I want to know what he asked him for sure.
Hold on. Let me switch back to this and see if I can find the one with the clip itself. I don't think I can. There's more. But yeah, the question was up here in this part. In a weekend interview, Vladimir Putin laughed at the suggestion that you called him a killer. Zeleny began. So this is the guy asking the question.
Okay.
Is that still your belief, sir? Is that he is a killer? And the response?
To answer the first question, I'm laughing too.
So what?
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 Was he laughing? The other guy was laughing?
I don't think so. I think it was because Putin was like laughing in an interview or something like that, and he was like, but man, awkward. And if you thought that was awkward, just wait till the 30 seconds of silence while he tries to think of a way to backpedal out of it.
I'm laughing too. Well, look, I mean, he has made clear that...
look, man.
That's so long.
The answer is, I believe he is in the past.
How long is that?
Let's find out.
Well,
It's like 4 seconds.
It's also after not saying anything and before not saying anything, so it makes it feel even longer.
Well, look, I mean, he has made clear that
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
the answer
22.
I believe he's in the past.
Wow.
He literally just shut off. He's like,
It's like a glitch. He glitched out. That's like MK Ultra glitch right there.
holy hell.
Do you know anything about MK Ultra, Travis?
I don't think so.
Another thing that you can Wikipedia, I don't have it pulled up, but MK Ultra was an experiment by the government to put LSD into people's. I don't know why.
That's
I
a
just clicked on the trolls thing.
Like MK Ultra. That's what you said?
Yeah.
It's not relevant, but that's a strand of marijuana.
Well, I'm sure it's named after the
The
it's
reason.
not really a theory. It's a thing the
I
government did. Do you want to pull it up on Wikipedia and maybe you can read it this time?
Yeah, let me see if I can
Okay.
find anything. It just keeps bringing up like marijuana.
Just Wikipedia,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
not the band either.
Yeah.
MK Ultra, the basic is I don't know if I want to say. I kind of want to get your reaction having read it for the first time. So
Project. Let's see. The code name was given to a program of experience to human subjects that were designed and undertaken by the U.S. Some which were illegal. Experiments on humans were intended to develop procedures, identify drugs such as LSD to be used, and So basically, it's a drug that they gave people to interrogate.
no, the program was the MK Ultra is the program. It's like the code name that they used where they were giving people LSD to interrogate them, and they were experimenting with different mind control and brainwashing and psychological torture and stuff like that.
Got you.
And there's a lot of
That's crazy. That's why that strand has been called that. I never knew that.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's more like a joke
Right.
of like, oh, this will take over your brain or whatever. But it's a thing that happened, and it's supposedly not still happening. But if you dig into it, there's a lot of like symbolism they used to like break people's emotional psyche and traumatize them so that they would do what they were told. And there's a lot of symbolism and things in children's shows and television programming today. You ever wonder why we call it programming, Travis?
Mind blown.
Yeah. Oh, we're just getting started. But yeah,
Programs.
there's a lot of things like this Joe Biden thing. That was a nice side tangent, but there's a lot of like celebrities just glitching out for no reason, and some people would speculate, maybe they were experimented on. Maybe that's how they got to their position of powers, that they are a puppet of the system, and these people are all kind of brainwashed to some extent to where the powers that be, if something is happening and they don't want to, them to say the wrong thing, they can glitch them out. But it is also very possible that the guy is really fucking old.
I'll make questionable decisions.